Okay, first of all, we see the email that arrives, and at the top end of the email on your iPad, you will have all the sites of yesterday listed in order. The files at the top are the power problems, and then as you move down, so you can see we have 103 power problems yesterday, and as you move down now we move into the TX, which is the transmission, and other reasons why sites are off. And you can see that certain sites are down because of a link site being down, and this takes us up to about 123 sites. Below this on the iPad, you'll notice there are 3 files. These are Google Earth files which are generated using a type of software called GPS, which is very cheap to use. Okay, if you press on the icon, it brings up a window where you see 3. On the top, press Google Earth, and Google Earth will open. Obviously, depending on the speed of the internet at the time will determine the speed that this opens. As you can see, we automatically zoom in now to Nigeria, and all the red icons and the red writing are actually sites of yesterday where there was a power outage. So now you could actually, if you wish, if you were in Port Harcourt, you can see there's a cluster of sites off air. You can drill down to the sites to see where they are almost. As close as you would like to get, or as close as it allows you to get. You can almost pinpoint somebody's home. And then if you touch the icon, it will open and tell you what's wrong with the site. So as you can see, B4829 and U8429, the power problem, it's a colo and it's an MTN site. So this is very useful for at shop level or even at back office when there's complaints about coverage in certain areas. So this is how the power outage file works. It's very, very, very simple. Now we could take a look at the TX file. Okay, once again, go back to the email. Okay, and by touching again the TX file, you can then touch the Google again, and now it will superimpose the TX file over the top of the power file. Okay, so once again, because not always where you have an outage, it's not normally power and it's not normally TX. So this is why we display the 2 different types. Okay, so once again, you can drill down to an area. Okay, once again, let's go and look at Port Harcourt and zoom right in. And you can see we have a particular site there where the power is off with the transmission. But if you touch the one below it, it will display what is the site is down. It's access denial by the landlord. This is actually yesterday. So this is actually how well the system works. Now, there's one more file that we have. There's one more file that we have that we can also superimpose, and this would be the on-air file. So once again, going back to the email, you pick the on-air file very simply. Once again, press the Google Earth, and now every single site that is on air in the Etisalat network appears. Once again, you can stop the zooming, bringing it all in, but you can zoom down. Once again, let's go to Port Harcourt and see what's going on in Port Harcourt, and you can actually now drill down again to where all the sites are, right down to the street level. Okay. This would also aid anybody in the shops who are selling dongles or 3G to, or even a customer who's complaining about lack of coverage. It would enable the shop or the commercial team to be able to see whether a site is on air or not on air in the area, which might be causing problem to the customer. So it could be a very useful tool for Etisalat. The advantages of this sort of tool is that it's extremely cheap. In other words, Google Earth is free, but it actually does, if you use it for business, it might come under some rules of commercial use, so we would have to purchase license for it. For about 26 licenses is about $250, so it's not exactly very expensive. And of course, the key that helps aid developing this report is the GPS key, which costs $99 per key. So for a very cheap solution to aid the commercial team, I think it's worth people taking a look at it. The disadvantage, as we say, with this system is on an iPad you must purge the system every day to bring up the new file, the new data, by turning it on and off. On all laptops you've got to remember to delete the files from the previous day. But it's quite an interesting way to look at the network. Are there any questions on how this works?